Hey everyone, welcome to the Long About Midnight 2 Filmmaker's Commentary. My name is Matt J. Bond. I was the writer and director of the piece.
My name is Jay Gerig. That was my red truck you just saw on the screen. I was the Pumpkin Man. I was the killer, and also I executive produced this.
There you go. There you go.
My name is Claire Flynn. I played Amber Thomas, who you will soon meet.
Hi, I'm Connor Bond. I was the composer and musical producer for this movie.
And a big fan of that shot in Nevada.
Yeah. It sets the tone.
So for those who have seen the first one, this is picking up on the night of the first movie. This is what we call a denouement in the world of film.
The dramatic.
Okay, Mr. Fancy Pants.
So interesting thing about this shot is it cuts right there when the blanket moves, but originally like the whole scarecrow hand came out, and it looked a little bit too much like we're watching a cartoon, so I just ended up cutting it.
So something was underneath that.
Yeah. Jay's entire body was underneath that.
Not just my hand.
Yes.
I love that shot too.
Thank you. I really
That's
appreciate
just my hand.
I really appreciate you saying that. And then, fun anecdote about this whole opening sequence is we shot this in October of 2023, September, October of 2023. But this scene we shot in June of 2024 because obviously not the Halloween decorations of these shots, but yeah, we asked everyone to put their.
That was live in October in Burbank.
No,
as anyone who has ever been to Burbank in October will recognize.
But the live running was in June because this was a reshoot. Because there was a whole 5 minutes of this movie that were on the cutting room floor. It was a whole subplot that opened like with a different kill. And this trick-or-treater kill was way smaller scale and not a great opening.
Why'd you cut it?
It didn't link up with the main plot enough.
Gotcha.
Because basically it was the two cops in the beginning. You were following them in the present day. And they were good scenes. And there was a whole thing with there was a whole extra kill in there. It never really.
They were really good scenes. They just didn't dovetail well.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
With the rest.
Yeah. It felt less of like we're getting more information, more of okay, now we're swerving away from the plot to this like thing.
Yeah.
The whole movie kind of slowed down.
Sure. Yeah. I also love how you catch themes of like kind of more not cute Halloween, but like it was more festive. It wasn't just like scary stuff.
Right.
I like that the selfish dude gets murked.
I mean, yeah. Don't we all?
Is that the executive producer?
Yeah, that's the executive producer
The
right
executive
there.
producer?
Yeah, right there.
That's me.
That's and the dead corpse. That's James Conkle. He did our sound.
James
Love him.
I mean, I don't know if you want this cat out of the bag, but like that's kind of the rule of these movies. Is basically just breaking Halloween etiquette.
Yeah.
Is what
Yeah,
gets
really.
you killed in
Yeah.
these movies.
Yeah.
Just take like how many times have you seen a bowl? How many times have you shown at someone's house and there's an empty bowl
Oh my God.
underneath the sign that says, "Please just take one."
I
And
was
you
so
know
upset.
somebody took the whole
Yeah.
bowl.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, is here to
Yeah.
seek vengeance on you for your lack of peanut.
Yeah.
Actually, I told Matt.
Woo.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course.
This is embarrassing. It was actually my first time like sitting and watching every second. It's a great walkthrough. I haven't seen the scene yet.
Yeah.
This is great too.
Yeah.
It's really like it's a great tone to keep to the whole movie.
That song at the beginning when everybody's getting the candy.
Yeah.
Where's that? Yeah.
So that is
it.
so that's an artist named David Disher. He's a local artist in Ontario, Canada. Canada. That I discovered when I was living there during the pandemic.
Cause I really like that song.
Yeah, he's got
It's a good song. Is it on Spotify?
What? Yeah, he's got two songs. Yeah, most of his stuff is non-lyrical, but he's got a couple like very lyrical kind of songs. I had something I wanted to say about that scene, and now I don't remember.
Didn't someone get engaged in front of
I was thinking of that
Whoa.
scene because on the moment I was doing this like sort of knock-kneed walk, and I was like, "Oh, I'm doing a character thing right." And then I watched it, and I was like, I don't know how to do that.
Oh wow, so funny.
David Van Cruz.
I put that gag in there because I think those shirts are the stupidest things ever made.
That Pamela's
Well, like the first person to ever wear
Creative,
one of those,
creative.
hilarious.
And then it's like
every single person after them.
But the issue is that the issue is that every person who does it thinks they're the first person to do it.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of like
Yeah.
graphic tees.
Liam Connaughton, who's one of our producers, the way he described the scene that I think is really funny is he said
And accurate.
I love the Halloween party scene because every girl in the scene is having a normal conversation and every guy is in a Halloween mask just losing their minds.
I love that.
Cut to gold.
Oh man.
Also, I feel like Jack was a really good cast for this role.
Yeah.
Is that he's good looking? Is it a bad role? But like, I think he played his part really well.
He's got one moment in
got
particular
one.
that I really love.
Just one?
I've always liked
Just
him.
one.
Just one.
in particular.
You're like the rest he sucks.
I feel this movie I really was
Your
like,
words,
on the
not
map for me, you know. He's a bad cat. He's very mean though. Why is he not so?
I really underestimated how hard it was to green screen a phone screen on
That one. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. That. Fuck you. Like
Yeah.
that only cracks me up every time. Sorry. Interrupted.
Oh no, I was just saying I underestimated how hard it was to green screen a phone screen onto a phone.
Oh.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
It wasn't an actual.
Interesting.
No,
wasn't
that was
anything
in
on it?
post.
Oh.
So Jay, circling back to your rules of
This is a
Halloween,
good movie.
thank you, I really appreciate it. Is this character is
My
about
dad!
is spoilers?
Whoa.
Is he dies because he turned the Halloween lights off on Halloween, and
Oh,
see
is that why?
he turns them back on.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Before.
Yeah.
Very smart killer.
He's pissed.
Yeah, he's
Like,
pissed.
turn off the Halloween lights.
Wait, so was that a conscious theme or you were writing that now?
That was a conscious thing.
That was conscious theme.
That's
He
conscious
did the
theme.
first one.
Yeah, the first one that was present in there.
This one's so good though, man.
It's basically just
My
breaking
favorite time was
Halloween
wrong.
protocol,
I
man.
love her eye makeup. I think
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah.
I wish I knew her Instagram handle off the top of my head to give her a shameless plug.
At keeping it grassy.
At Keeping It Grassy.
Keeping It Grassy.
She is a tattoo artist, second to none. Look her up.
Oh, it's pretty. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. This song is by my brother's band at the time.
Oh, nice.
Shout out for yeah, Matt and I remember this scene. I feel the acting was so good, but like you're trying to find the right
Yeah,
music.
Claire, first appearance.
Claire.
First,
Ooh.
I guess first
I
dramatic
remember those
turnaround.
cat ears. Those cat ears would keep slipping, and I had to try and put
These
them
are
back
good
up.
angles to this.
I love that.
These are very vulnerable shots.
Whoa.
It's almost like a lady.
Whoa. Yeah, it's almost like Amber and Brandon's characters are together. in
I was
real
gonna say, fun fact, everyone. The guy in the backwards cap was my boyfriend for 6 years. So it was
What,
kinda-
6 years?
6 years.
Wow.
Massive.
Yeah, I
Wow.
love him saying no costume, no entry, and he's like, what are you dressed as a frat bro? What
Hey,
are
it's
you-
his house. He can do whatever he wants.
Oh, that was pretty happy. Also.
Oh, one other thing about Jack's character, Brandon, is that you'll notice that he has a lollipop in his mouth almost the entire time he's at the party. And that was something that he specifically asked Matt if he could do because he
Yes.
thought it made his character look more douchey.
Yes.
And I 100% think
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
works so
Yeah.
well.
The funniest part about this scene
I like this
was
scene a lot.
it was a party scene, a lot of people. So the craft services dinner for the night I used on camera as like the party grub, and I was like trying to get people to like walk by, grab a slice, eat some pizza, and everyone's like, "We don't want to touch it. It's in the scene." And I'm like, "No, this is the food for the night."
This is not a continuity
I was like,
conscious
"Eat the
film.
food."
Yeah, I think it's my favorite scene though. Really acting.
And you and Sully reworked this dialogue on
Yeah.
set, I think, and it turned out way better.
It felt natural.
So for those who have seen the first, this is the same house as the first, both in filming and in the story.
In universe.
In universe. But it was great because the homeowners who Jay, who's with us right now, this is his.
It's my house.
This is
This
his
is my
house.
house.
What was great is that he and his incredible wife Megan, who's the radio voice that you've heard a few times.
She's the DJ.
She's the DJ. What's great is they had just rearranged the furniture over the 5 years naturally, so it looked like someone new lived there, and I didn't have to do any work.
You're gonna get that again if
Great.
you want to make a third one.
Leah.
Oh.
The games are really good. It's very good.
The lollipop.
The lollipop is back.
You do a really good job with color in this scene, especially.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I was-
you do a good job with color throughout, but like this scene.
That's the house I proposed to my now fiance in front of everyone.
Were the Halloween decorations up?
Yes, they were up.
With the calendar photo shoot ruse. If I
Yes.
recall.
Expecting some trick or treaters.
I remember I like jumped when he yelled that the first times.
How many takes of this did he do?
3, I think. But I think this is all take 1.
Yeah.
This is footage from the first movie.
Yes.
Also, this speech of Jack's was heavily based on, inspired by. I know you've seen. I don't know if anyone's seen
That's
it.
what I thought right away.
By the Bill Murray ghost story from the 1970s classic Meatballs. It is almost a word for word homage to that.
I love the flashback to the scarecrow being in skinny jeans.
Yes.
Somehow that's
it
like
was Sandlot.
No.
Oh,
No. It's
unintentionally dated.
yes. 2019 Halloween, man, it was crazy. He just went to H&M. He was feeling good about himself.
Yeah, it's almost fun to score. It was almost like just tripping noises, but kind of like movie style.
Yeah.
Trying to keep like a bed of anxiety.
That's a piece of unused footage from the first film.
Oh.
Never appeared in the first movie. Also, that is not Jay playing the Scarecrow.
That is not me.
That is the first time I've
what?
ever had a recast from a first movie to a second movie.
Yeah, it was a good little scene, man. Jack did really good. Kept it tense, kept it
I just want to say, Claire, your performance in this scene is top tier.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you.
Claire Flynn is the heart of Lying About Midnight.
I
Too.
agree. I think so.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
I feel the panda was very.
Yeah, the panda.
I think the panda.
You know what?
stole the show.
Scratch that. The pandas. You're right. And on the TV behind them,
Oh, there he is.
there he is. That's one of our producers, Liam Connaughton.
Who, Liam, one of the ones, not the only, but one of the ones I was telling you recently about a different project, but like, you have a couple people in your orbit that will swear all day long that they are not actors, like, I'm really sorry, like, I'm gonna do my best, whatever, and then they just kind of fully bring it and just commit to a character with more verve than a lot of actors.
I mean, Mads, who plays Shannon in this, is one of those. She has no aspirations of acting.
Yeah.
I see that. That was very good play.
Yeah, well, he threw the lollipop wrapper
I know.
at me.
Who does he think he is?
I know. I think I got some personal stuff out in that scene as well. I was like, I'm leaving.
Wow, acting from a place.
I just want to give the panda.
This is my favorite. I'm a fan of Jay's upcoming performance in the next 2 minutes.
Listen to that voice. My goodness.
So this was the first scene we shot for the entire movie. We shot this, I think, like September 1st, September 2nd.
Yeah. This is the first thing we shot. Wasn't this the first shoot of the whole movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember this scene.
Yes.
Because
This
it was
one's
like the
good,
very
too.
first line I had to deliver was very an intense
Yes.
line.
Yes. Oh right, yeah, because we shot.
This is my favorite kill.
So that Hot Cha 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 was in an ADR session, and Jack just did that to do that. And in the edit, I'm like, this has to go away. This has to exist. That's the first time I've ever done a full CG blade construction. So that was a fun learning curve.
It looks real. It looks good.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite little continuity flaw in this movie. Well, there's another one here. You'll see Jay's a married man and he left his wedding ring on a couple times. But
Yeah, I always forget to take that off.
but
The killer can't be married?
you know what? You're so right.
We actually had,
Yeah.
we fully paused because we realized in the middle of this shoot that I had left my wedding ring on. And so we had to like huddle up. We were
Yeah.
like, wait,
This-
can the killer?
The wedding ring
Be
was
married?
removed digitally in that shot. There's a few shots where it's removed digitally. No, but my other favorite little continuity Easter egg, whatever, is with this being very run and gun, you know, and low budget. I'm not going to force actors to cut hair or whatever. And because we filmed the movie out of sequence about over a month, you can slightly see Sully, who plays Ian. You can see his hair kind of expand and detract as different scenes happen.
Yeah.
Because, you know, his hair just kept growing.
Well, also, for those watching, go ahead and rewind it to when the killer when I take the mask off. For someone who's been like living in the woods, some random killer, I have like the cleanest
like a cut taper
lines in the back of my neck.
Whoa.
Because I just got a haircut like the day before.
So Claire, this was your first day, right?
Yeah.
How do you kill this?
Yeah, because you shot.
Thank you.
You did 3 days, right?
Yeah.
This, the church, the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we shot the finale of the church in one night, which was pretty nuts.
And it seems as though, I don't know if anyone cares, but I got into sin, and that was the first time.
That's why you're here.
This is all the prophet, and like Matt was like John Carpenter, John, so I kind of got to learn this genre.
Nice.
It was fun today, but I feel really revved up here.
I like how you're here to talk about the score, and you start talking about the score, and you're like, I don't think anyone cares about this.
It's all like Marie's like sin. It's all like free sins.
Remember that fake blood?
Yeah, it's the score goes the atmosphere and the prophet.
Also, random fact, that insert shot of the church was shot 3 days before the movie premiered because I completely forgot that I had to have that shot. So I got in my car and raced over there.
I love that she like is stabbed, but she's all of a sudden has energy.
She's a queen.
You know,
Well,
she's like, yeah, I'm stabbed, but.
Well, I remember when we were doing the ADR session.
I know.
You did a bunch of lines, and then halfway through, I'm like, we gotta redo this.
Yeah,
you just
you
got
gotta-
stabbed.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, you're like trying to make it a little more like you're in pain.
totally.
I was like, yeah, that's a good
We
point.
both totally forgot.
I remember this scene, the deadline was like too close, and I was like, I gotta finish this like this weekend. And I got a whole new pack of presets that are John Carpenter themed.
Nice.
After a whole new man for the church scene, I was like, now I'm ready to go, and I'm like, this is doing
No,
it.
the church music's really good, and it's all
Well, 'cause
Long
yeah.
About Midnight 2 is streaming on soundtrack is streaming on Spotify
Shout out.
or Apple Music wherever you stream music.
Yeah, I felt a lot better about this part of the score, my favorite part of this. So ominous. Who agrees?
Didn't close the door.
So what's interesting about that shaking shot with Sully is that was actually like me setting up for a shot. Like I was getting the camera on my shoulder, but I liked how frantic and weird it looked.
Yeah,
it felt good.
And Sully was holding the expression,
Oh, I would never have known you to do that on purpose. And I was there.
and I was in the pumpkin mask.
That's me. I'm right there.
Whoa, that's you.
That's me.
So, Jay, how good was your visibility in that mask?
Zero. Almost zero. Which is actually, I wanted to mention the scene came and went so fast, but like the first time I had met Claire was when we had to coordinate like me coming up behind and stabbing
Oh
her.
yeah.
And like that was kind of interesting because it's like, hi, I'm Jay. How are you doing? I have to stab you tonight. Also, I can't see a thing.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to like guide my
Whoa,
hand.
big
so
Here's
I
how
don't
we're gonna
accidentally
coordinate doing
stab
this
you.
safely. You did a great job.
Thank you as well.
And
Nice
you also
having you.
great. I think Claire's part of this film.
Yeah, of course. We've already well the pen.
That was personal.
Yeah.
This is good scene together.
Mads doesn't normally dress like this, but this is just basically Mads being
I was gonna
Mads.
say.
Like this is.
Whoa, he's back. I want everyone to know I did submit this to a Christian film festival.
No way.
It did not get in.
I wonder why.
But there's a whole church.
Well, no. In the description, they're like, "Why do you think your film should be in this festival?" And I said, "Because without the church, the kids would die." Bro, because they hid in the building.
Because Jesus
Whoa.
saves.
That's not a shot.
Also, seriously though, jokes on them. That is our church. We go to that
Yeah.
church.
Uno reverse card.
Uno reverse. Yeah, he pulled the big Uno reverse card right there.
I actually really like that that's what happened though, because I feel like in some movies, like
Right.
I just want to tell the person, dude, you can still take it out and stab the
Yeah.
other person, you know?
Yeah.
Or leave.
You've got a weapon right there. It's just you're the sheath.
We did a premiere of this at the Gary Marshall Theater Toledo Lake, and I had a friend of a friend who I'd never met before tell me that the knife moment was Shakespearean,
Yes,
and I went, "Wow, thank
This,
you."
Alright,
this
alright.
closing is epic.
Why did you have Sully laugh here?
The relief.
I see.
He's like, oh, what the hell just happened? So many emotions.
Like hysterical.
Yeah. Hysteria. It's
My nephew actually interpreted this moment because he laughs and then he sees the body gone. He was trying to come up with a fan theory that Sully was the killer the whole time.
Whoa, I'm sorry, there are fan theories for this movie?
There's one.
Wow.
I know of one.
It's pretty good.
Woo!
Yeah.
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 Did you watch it again?
Yeah, let's watch it again, and we'll do a commentary of the commentary.
Oh, damn.
We'll say, yeah, I didn't really like what you said at that point.
I was.
Why did you say that?
I was really Zach Sully as a Force Ghost.
Yeah,
Oh, to think
Becca, my fiance, she calls this section the in memoriam. Because she's like, it looks like they all died.
That's funny.
And then I went,
In
"Oh."
loving memory of.
This is the first one I recorded.
Yeah, this is also pretty.
It was my most epic sessions.
Yes.
We have to tell the story of Zach, of Sully,
Yes.
when
Oh yeah, you can
when
tell.
he got to. First, he went to the complete wrong location for the night of the party, and then we live in a duplex, and one side is fully decked out in Halloween decorations. In what month was it? Like August?
Yes.
And
No,
the other side.
No,
is,
it was November. It was like November.
oh, it was November, so it was after
So
Halloween.
it's even weirder.
And so it's a duplex. One side totally decked out for Halloween. The other side dark. And Sully, in such a flurry from having shown up to the wrong location, now he's late. He absolutely just busted in without knocking to our neighbor's living room, and they were just sitting there watching TV. And like, I don't know how long this went on. Like,
I
if he,
didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
if he just like threw off his jacket, he's like, "Hey guys, sorry I'm late," or whatever. But
Well, he calls me in a frenzy. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I got here. I'm in someone else's house. Which makes me think he called while he was still
while
in
he
the
was
house.
still in the house. I love Sully. Good guy. I love my neighbors. Thank
Yeah,
God they were
yeah.
they're fun people.
Fun overall anecdote about the Scarecrow Killer is when I made the first one in 2019, I bought that mask on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
It was fine. And then when the second one rolled around, I was like, I need to get a second mask because I want to get a little more beat up, but I want to keep the one intact if I want to do flashbacks, whatever. And I discovered it was made by this Japanese company called like something fun. And they had completely liquidated. They'd gone under.
Oh no.
And I found one on eBay. So I think I bought the last mask of this in America at least.
For a good con.
Yeah, for a great cause.
You caught the last chopper out of Saigon
I
for
did. I
Long
did.
About Midnight 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, we're doing 5
Are you
now.
planning on making more?
I'll do 3 for sure.
You've got a decent plot for 3. Is that
You have a story for 3?
I do the story.
the movie's over? I'm still talking some wrong commentary.
Oh, I love the scene.
Yeah, how's that working out? Do you still have?
Yeah. It's different than what we talked about. Like
Because
a
what
year
you
or so
pitched
ago.
was it sounded like a feature that you should almost do on on its own.
Yeah. Well,
The one
and
with the town and the cult.
yeah.
And that's a good.
And that was so. I guess sort of long.
That's a
story.
good plot that I almost don't want you. I don't want to say waste,
Yeah.
but I don't want you to
No,
waste
I'm-
it on like a third installment
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
short franchise.
So
like,
there's Long About Night 3, which will likely shoot next year, hopefully maybe, and then for a release the October after that.
2026.
Yeah, so it'll be no, it would shoot 26, release 27, hopefully. Fingers
Okay,
crossed.
gotcha.
So it would be 5 years from 1 to 2, 3 years from 2 to 3.
All right.
And then I've got a feature script that's called Long About Midnight. That is, it's not like in the same universe or anything, but it's a similar concept. But gets into far more kind of supernatural territory. But for the sequel to the short,
And is that's the one with the small town?
Yeah.
How come the
That
same
sounds
name?
interesting.
I like the name.
That's cool.
I like the
It's a solid
It's an
title.
amazing, yeah, I was just kidding. It's an amazing name.
Yeah. But yeah. The third one is in active but active development, I would say.
So what are you planning with the feature? Are you planning on making that anytime soon?
That would honestly, that might be a script down the road if I really, because it's a very broken up script right now.
Okay.
That might be one I would try to sell, honestly.
Okay.
Because it's that one's a very big scope.
I was gonna say you would need a decent.
Yeah.
It could be a decent like third movie for you. Though.
Yeah,
Like, If you got a decent enough budget for it.
Yeah.
Do you write these scripts during Halloween time?
No, kind of just whenever.
That's cool.
Kind of just whenever.
He keeps Halloween in his heart.
All
year
I
round.
know. I was
Well,
gonna
I
say. I assume
was.
so.
I mean, I started working on Long Island Midnight 3 while we were shooting 2.
Oh wow.
Because originally I was planning to shoot it like almost back to back, but then I was like, it needs to breathe. I was like, it needs some space between the two.
Also, you needed some space to.
All right.
What are you talking about? All right. Anyone have any final thoughts, feelings, opinions?
Jay, did you choreograph your kills, or who planned how you killed?
The kills were all actually done on set. They were there wasn't a ton of like back and forth. I guess in the end there was, but
Yeah.
Matt is good about writing what he wants something to look like, and he has an idea in his head, and so it's pretty easy to come on set and we just read what he wrote and we start walking it, and largely I don't have to choreograph it per se,
Okay.
so much as like how do we execute this safely? How do we make
Yeah.
sure? How do we reduce any possibility of
Yeah.
well, not I shouldn't say reduce any possibility. How do we minimize any possibility of injury? And that's
Yeah.
largely it. He basically in his script descriptions it's choreographed.
That's okay. I was curious. I never thought
Yeah.
about that.
I took stage combat when
There
I
you
was
go.
Wow.
when I was like 22. So
Running your class today.
Anyone? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
That panda.
That panda though.
That panda.
that panda was great.
That panda was great. He was really good.
Being on
There was a really, really rough idea for a post-credit scene with the panda with the panda for this movie, but it ended up getting cut. Basically the cop plot that I talked about earlier. Originally, they were gonna be throughout the movie, and the only real remnant of nice job, Jay.
Sorry.
He dropped his phone. The only real remnant of that cop plot is at the very end when the cops show up to the church. That is those cops from the beginning, and so they were going to come to the church and the killer's going to be gone, whatever. And the post-credit scene was going to be outside the church and the panda walking alone, and he was going to pass by the church with all the sirens and pass by a cop, and he would go "Weird night, huh?" and the cop would say "Fuck off."
That's really good, and
you
now I'm.
denied the public.
Yeah,
I was gonna say now I'm mad. That's not.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was one of those. We just ran out of time.
Oh, that's
It's
so
to the point
good.
where we just ran out of time.
Yeah. Okay. I was looking at my dropped phone. Was that your idea or Liam's idea?
That was my idea.
That
was my idea. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I liked that one. One of the things I really love about acting for you, Matt, is that you have a very clear vision of what you want, but at the same time, you're very flexible with like if you want to, there's a space of silence and you want to throw in a
Yeah.
word to make
Yeah.
it feel more natural. Because for me, my main goal when I'm acting is like to make it feel as natural as possible. And
Yeah.
so sometimes throwing in or like making a little comment. I talked about like the pumpkin and like the pumpkin
Yeah.
that throws up the guts. Something random like
Yeah.
that. I really think that adds a lot of realism, and I really appreciate
And that did feel
you
really
as a
nice.
Yes,
director.
yes.
Encourage that.
Yeah. I sort of the mantra I always carry on sets is use the script as a guideline, not as like a rule book. It's like as long as we get from point A to point B of a scene and all the information it needs to get across gets across, I don't really care how it's said, how it's relayed.
You
If
can change the route, but don't change the intent.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Cool.
Thanks for watching, listening, and
Magnets.
all that stuff.
That was great.
Adios.
Are we done? I thought you. I took you at your word when you said we were gonna do it again.
Jay, why would we do a commentary of the commentary?
I just thought we were gonna. I thought you meant we were gonna do it twice, and you're gonna pick your favorite one.
That would defeat the purpose of the commentary.
Maybe,
All right, did everyone get your scripts for this commentary?
Maybe take two would be better. I don't know.
Jay,
Different stories.
Jay, you can sit alone in this room and do a take two if you
I'm not-
if you
I'll
really
watch
want.
that, dude.
If you really want. Okay, bye.
I don't.